Now, many years ago, Square Enix released a groundbreaking title that went on to become one of the most beloved games in PlayStation and video game history. Tonight, I am proud to announce that by popular demand, we have a very special treat for everyone.
June 16th, 2015, E3. Most of us weren't expecting anything. We'd been burned before, rumours had come and gone, tech demos had teased us, and for years, whenever someone from Square Enix was asked about it, the answer was always vague. Then the screen faded in.
Long ago, we looked upon a foreboding sky. The memory of the star that threatened all burns eternal in our hearts. In its wake came an age of silence. Yet with each fond remembrance, we knew those encountered were not forgotten. That someday we would see them again. Perhaps it was no more than wishful thinking. But after the long calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir. The reunion at hand may bring joy. It may bring fear. But let us embrace whatever it brings. For they are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.
A shot of Midgar, a familiar narration, and slowly the realization started to set in. This wasn't a port, this wasn't a remaster, this was Final Fantasy VII Remake. And in that moment, something impossible became real.
At last, the promise has been made.
For fans who grew up with Final Fantasy VII, this wasn't just another announcement. This was the industry finally acknowledging the game that had shaped a generation. You can still hear the crowd from E3, the way the cheers started cautious and then exploded. Because we all knew what this meant. Midgar rebuilt, Cloud reimagined, a story we thought we'd only ever see in polygons, now fully realised. But what we didn't know that night was that this wasn't just a remake. It was the beginning of a decade-long journey. Back then, we thought it would just be one game. We didn't know it would become a trilogy. We didn't know how much they would change. We didn't know how long we'd be waiting. All we knew was that after years of hoping, it was finally happening. And in hindsight, that trailer wasn't just exciting. It was the start of an era that's about to end. That night in 2015 felt like the impossible had finally happened. The logo appeared, the music swelled, the internet exploded, and then silence. Not weeks, not months, years. After the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake, we expected updates, screenshots, gameplay, something. Instead, what we got was uncertainty. Development shifts, radio silence from Square Enix, rumours that the project had been restructured internally. Every gaming event felt like a gamble. Maybe this is the one. Maybe tonight they'll show it. And every time it didn't appear, that excitement from 2015 slowly turned into doubt. Was it too ambitious? Was it stuck in development hell? Was it ever going to come out? For longtime fans of Final Fantasy VII, this wasn't just another delayed title. This was the remake, the one we'd been asking for since the PS3 tech demo, the one that felt mythical. And during those quiet years, something interesting happened. The hype didn't die, it transformed. It became speculation, breakdowns of 2-minute trailers, frame-by-frame analysis, debates about combat systems, arguments about whether it should even change at all. The silence forced the community to live inside that announcement. We weren't playing the game yet, we were playing the possibility of it. Years passed, months turned into longer months. We watched trailers, interviews, and rumours swirl, but the game itself remained absent. For fans who had waited since the Final Fantasy VII era, this silence wasn't just frustrating, it was scary. Scary because the more time passed, the more we wondered, would this project ever see the light of day? Would it be true to the world we loved, or a shadow of our childhood memories? We were chasing a dream that we would never materialise. Each E3 that came and went without news felt heavier. Every cryptic tweet from Tetsuya Nomura or Yoshinori Kitase teased hope, and then pulled it away. The fandom split. Some held on to optimism, others quietly abandoned hope. It was a strange, bittersweet tension. Excitement from the trailer in 2015 lingered, stubborn and fragile. Fear that the dream might die lingered even stronger. And during those years, the remake itself became almost mythic. It wasn't just a game anymore, it was a promise. A promise that this story reimagined for a new generation might finally come. But for nearly half a decade, we were trapped in waiting. Trapped in that strange limbo between excitement and despair. And then, finally, 2019, a glimpse, a promise renewed, a spark in the dark that reminded us why we fell in love with this journey in the first place.
Halt! Hands up!
Have fun.
I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
A flower?
Can you bear to see the planet suffer, Cloud?
After years of uncertainty, 2019 changed everything. The rumours, the fear, the endless will it or won't it? They all came to a stop when Final Fantasy VII Remake finally returned to the spotlight. This time, it wasn't just a tease, it was gameplay. Real, fully realised gameplay. The graphics, the combat, the world, it was breathtaking. Midgar felt alive in ways we hadn't imagined. Cloud and the team were no longer frozen in memory or speculation, they were here, moving, reacting and living. Fans erupted online, streams, forums, reaction videos, the community came alive again. It was a reminder of why we had waited all these years, and suddenly, the silence of the past 4 years felt worth it. We weren't just seeing a trailer anymore, we were seeing a game that promised to deliver the story we loved, with surprises we'd never expected. It wasn't the end of the wait, but it was the spark that made us believe in the journey again. For many of us, that 2019 reveal wasn't just gameplay footage, it was a confirmation. The dream was alive, the trilogy wasn't just a plan on paper, it was real, it was happening. And with that spark, anticipation became something even stronger than excitement. It became faith.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever. But the future, even if it has been written, can be changed. So focus on the future, not the past.
He wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright and rule over the planet with Genova at his side. I saw you lying there. I figured it was too late.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
You were here with me 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find you.
Sorry. Feel like I failed you.
2024 arrived, and with it, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. By now, fans had lived with this trilogy for nearly a decade. We'd celebrated victories of the first game, dissected every frame of the 2019 gameplay, and now, the story was expanding in ways we didn't expect. Rebirth wasn't just part 2 of the remake, it was bigger, bolder, and darker. It reminded us that the stakes were higher than ever, and that this journey, while familiar, was taking us somewhere completely new. The reactions were intense. Fans theorized about timelines, character fates, and what secrets might be left for Part 3. Streams, discussions, fan art. The community was alive and thriving again. With that excitement came something else. A quiet realization. We were closer than ever to the end. Part 3 would not just be another game. It would be the final chapter. Once it arrived, this journey we'd been a part of for nearly a decade would be complete. And that thought was both thrilling and terrifying. Because when you've invested years of hope, theory crafting, and fandom into a trilogy, the idea that it will end is bittersweet. We cheered, we theorized, we celebrated. But somewhere underneath it all, there was that small nagging thought. We don't know if we're ready to say goodbye. And that's what makes the upcoming release of Part 3 so powerful. It's not just a game launch, it's the closing of an era. A decade-long journey that started with a trailer in 2015. And now, finally, will reach its conclusion. When it comes out, we'll have to face the fact that this story, this world we've lived in, theorized about, and celebrated, will be complete. And for those of us who have been here since the beginning, it's scary, exciting, and heartbreaking all at once. And now here we are, Part 3. The chapter we've been waiting for since 2015, the final piece of a trilogy that has spanned nearly a decade. It's impossible not to feel it. The excitement of finally seeing the story reach its conclusion. The thrill of exploring what's next for Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, and everyone we've grown to love. The anticipation of answers to questions we've carried for years. But alongside that excitement, there's something else. A quiet ache. Because once Part 3 releases, it's over. The era that began with the E3 trailer in 2015, the years of speculation, the moments of hope and despair, they'll belong to the past. No more what if, no more frame-by-frame trailer breakdowns, no more endless discussions about every tiny detail. It will be complete. And for a fandom that has lived in this world for so long, that feeling is bittersweet. We're not just playing a game anymore, we're closing a chapter of our own lives. A chapter shaped by anticipation, friendship, shared excitement, and countless remember-when moments. And yet, that's what makes it so beautiful. Because Part 3 isn't just the end. It's the culmination of a journey we've been a part of, a reward for every theory, every moment of hope, every bit of patience. When it arrives, we'll feel everything at once. Joy, nostalgia, heartbreak, and pure, unfiltered excitement. Because we know one thing for sure, this isn't just the end of a trilogy, it's the celebration of a decade-long adventure. One we were lucky enough to witness, live through, and experience together. So when Part 3 finally drops, let yourself feel it, because it's everything we've waited for, and everything we'll never forget. And that is going to be the end of this video, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching. This is a different format of video for me. I really hope you've enjoyed. And what do you think? Are you in that camp right now? Are you thinking about it? Has it hit you that this is it? This is the end of FF7 once marketing begins on Part 3. Either way, let me know in the comments. Have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.